A year later, and I'm still banned for speaking out about the media. My options: work a minimum wage job or my passion, and do what I believe is right to show why my media career has come to a halt. EJ Manuel's current reputation is just an example of the madness the media creates when its audience allows it to trash players unjustly for ratings. The public gets to play detective here. Watch Game 1 and compare with WGR 550's comments.
What do you think of EJ Manuel's game?
Yeah, you know what? Like I said, there was some good, okay? I like the fact he looked good on the opening drive. You know, he completed a few passes. Now, Clay makes a really nice catch on a ball that's thrown low. But he's still, like I said, there were still plays where he locked on to guys. I thought he left guys open. There were guys open and he didn't find them. And I think Robert Woods made a comment about that after. That's another thing. He's like, hey, the guys are open. It's, the quarterback's got to go through their reads and find us. So they're not going through their reads and finding them. So he left guys open, and there were still passes where you just, like I said, the high pass to Clay. He has Clay open on another one and one hops him. There was a play. I think I think Goodwin was open for a first down. He doesn't even look that way, or if he did, he doesn't throw it to him. So, like I said, EJ was EJ. He was okay. With a better overall performance, that was enough to get a win over a number of teams, just not a really good team like Cincinnati. He was the same EJ, quite honestly. I didn't see, it's not like I would have had a revelation that, oh my goodness, there's something there. He's the same guy. He's accurate at times, inaccurate at other times.
There were only 2 plays where EJ left guys open. Watch my Game 1 video at 2:06 and 2:35 to see why. Also, Robert Woods never said that. He said they need to find zones and get open. He praised EJ too.
Yeah, we got to execute. They're throwing a lot at us, and even just playing some zones. Just got to find the zones and get open.
What you think of EJ's?
I think EJ played well. Coming in, putting up some points. I love what he did on the ground. Guys, covered downfield. He made a big play on the ground and did some things with his feet and his arm.
Yeah, for me, I thought more than ever, it'll never be there.
Yeah, it's the same.
And he had a decent game.
Yeah, it was okay.
The numbers was his second most passing yards ever, so there's proof that Greg Roman can actually do a pretty good job and get maybe the most out of somebody. He had a touchdown pass, had a touchdown on the ground, on a beautiful play call. And I just end up thinking, never. This will never work with him. Wish him all the luck in the world. Had a decent game, but missing targets, easy throws. He turns to throw to McCoy once and misses him by 5 yards on like a dump off. It's just a little bit too much panic there, a little bit too a lot too erratic. And guy, it's the kind of quarterbacking where you'll be watching and someone next to you say, "Gee, he's going to get somebody killed out there because the passes are high or
he
low."
Threw one behind Clay,
Clay consistently is making great catches on adjustments.
Yeah. Jeremy exaggerates. Watch 9:57 to see why EJ missed.
Tyrod Taylor has to get back. EJ is exactly who we thought he was going to be after the last 2 years. They need Tyrod Taylor back. So, Joe, your point is the Bills need a better backup quarterback. I assume that is your point, and you felt that Castle would have been the better backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I would disagree. I would say Matt Castle is the same thing. Either way, I think it's negligible. Matt Castle, EJ Manuel, it doesn't matter. Neither guy is good.
Can't forget Paul Hamilton, who sometimes does double duty covering the Bills and Sabres. He calls EJ Manuel inept for this drive's 3-and-out. McCoy lost 4 yards. EJ's hit as he throws. EJ's pressured but gets positive yards in 3rd and long. Check it out at 2:52 and 3:08. Jaguars game triggers overreaction, but Jeremy's in London.
They got a bye week here. I'm ready to figure out if Josh Johnson can maybe be a better option if it comes to that at some point here. If Taylor has a setback or whatever, I'd start getting Josh Johnson ready to play if he has to play if something happens to Tyrod Taylor. Because I don't see how you would expect to have any reason to think you're going to get good play out of EJ Manuel. Even though he did good things in the back half of the game, he dug them such a deep hole. I mean, he killed them yesterday. So I'm thinking about that. I don't think that's a great alternative, but the idea of rolling him out on the field again is not something that appeals to me at all. So I would try to find out a way to do that.
It happened to Dallas, and it happened to us.
And you probably would have got bad plays if Castle were your quarterback still. I know. It would have been nice to have someone to turn to yesterday when Manuel was bursting into flames, though. That's the point.
Yeah, it did feel like there was no option.
Right. That's why the insurance matters. So you can tell me Castle sucks, and I'll tell you, so does Manuel. And okay, it's a dead heat of suckiness. Okay, great. I've got another guy. This guy right now is in flames. I think maybe not having him snap the ball anymore would be prudent.
I mean, as I've said, and I've tried to be as honest about this as I can. I just am that way. Like, I can't even listen to dialogue about him anymore. I joked on Twitter last week that I had this dream where Heather Graham was stripping down, and she mentioned how EJ is growing as a leader, and I just screamed and ran. Like, I cannot listen to anyone discuss him. Like, it's so over. It's been that way for me since the beginning of August. I'm listening to WGR on my drive to work someday or just driving around, and somebody calls in to mention EJ Manuel, and I'm gone. Like, I just cannot do it. So I feel like all of this is redundant. All of this now we're going to go through. I'm sure a lot of fans are thinking, I got to call in and say that I noticed this one thing that he did. Oh, my goodness. Passes. The first pass of the game is like from me to you, and it's into the ground. Like, Woods somehow gets his hands underneath it to save it. He's not covered. It's just like a lateral almost, and it's on the field.
Right. And
that's how the game starts.
Because of that, it loses 2 yards. Like, I don't know how the play might have been doomed from the start, but whatever. The throw was horrendous.
There is nothing interesting to say anymore. I've got passes to guys who are standing out of bounds. Why they're standing out of bounds, don't ask me. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't understand how Manuel can't get a quarterback sneak easily. How hard should that be? He's big. I'm 3rd and 1 at the end. And it's quarterback sneak because I couldn't dare throw a pass against the defense that's probably up on the line of scrimmage because it's 3rd and 1. But okay, I know, right? He's not a good passer, so you decide not to throw a pass, even on 2nd and 1 in that case. And he just gets stopped. Like, it's not even the line of scrimmage. How do you on a quarterback sneak not get the ball spot to be at least at the line of scrimmage? I don't even know how that's physically possible. So anyway, and he's huge. But maybe it's a question for Eric Wood, right?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even get the yard I need on 3rd and 1 down a field goal with 2 minutes left.
EJ got first downs in his 3 previous tries. To see why those worked and the last one didn't, watch at the time showed.
And he fumbles too. The ball comes out of him so easily. The touchdown on the fumble, like, okay, some blitzer is loose and you didn't see it. And no one picked him up. Whatever you want to do there.
Hold on
But
tight.
just, come on. Like, how can that be a touchdown? I'm playing against a team here that's terrible. What am I giving them touchdowns for? The only thing, I think, I know what they all say. They all say how good he is. I think the only thing Rex would have wanted from Manuel yesterday is to not do that. Just don't put points up for them. And in no time, it's 14 or if you want 21. Like, in no time. In 5 minutes of football, they scored 21, and all they had to do to get it is run 20 yards on the 3rd one after Puzzlesny. That's just incredible.
Yeah.
So I hate all this because it's also clear. It's always been clear. It's dull to listen to.
EJ was in the process of throwing when he got hit. Rant looks stupid after watching it 244.
But to have a quarterback give free 14 points in 7 seconds to the other team and then tell you after the game it's not his fault is everything you need to know about EJ Manuel and why he's not good at football.
Here are the times for the 3 turnovers. Jaguars shift late into blitz, Clay slips allowing Telvin to roam, and Puzzlesny watches Clay cross the field on 3rd and 16.
There's more to EJ Manuel than, hey, he's probably just a regular backup in the league. It's his tie to being a first-round pick and Doug Whaley and this hovering thing over the franchise that is EJ Manuel and his connection with the general manager and how it just seems like they have his back no matter what, even if he's not the starting quarterback, that has been frustrating really since the time that they drafted Sammy Watkins and passed on a bunch of quarterbacks, including Teddy Bridgewater, who is 4-2 and threw for 300 yards yesterday. And the commitment to EJ, the constant conversation about EJ, hey, he might even be in the quarterback battle with Tyrod Taylor if he plays really well. Enough of this. Enough of this. You couldn't tell after 1 year that he wasn't going to be able to cut it, and you just stopped looking for quarterback options altogether after 1 year of him throwing balls into the ground? and turning the ball over and averaging 6 yards a pass. I mean, that's the reason you get rid of him. So this cloud over the organization can be gone, not because he's not an average backup. He's an average backup. It all comes down to EJ Manuel. You guys are blaming him. You're this, that, the other thing. Yeah, these 2 losses are EJ Manuel. You don't have a good enough quarterback. I know the defense didn't do this, that, and the other thing. But if you don't have a good quarterback and you're having to play your backup who is not competent to win you games, this is what you get. You get 2 straight losses. And one of the things that I know we haven't gotten to, and we will, and people will call about it, is Doug Whaley wanted to keep EJ Manuel. Well, he's just another backup. Yeah. Nobody wants EJ Manuel to start. And this is why, because we all knew this is what it looks like when EJ Manuel has to start games. You lose. And yes, EJ, it's your fault. And yes, Daryl, it's his fault. You give free 14 points to the other team. I don't care if later in the game in garbage time, because the Jaguars can't put in a ball from the 1 yard line because they decide to start handing it to some frickin' third stringer. And this is not EJ's fault. No, yeah, I guess that's not EJ's fault that the Jaguars gave you every chance in the world to come back. But the loss is on the quarterback.
Jaguars get stopped in a goal line stand. McCoy fumbles near the end zone, tit for tat. Need a reminder? Check it out at 8:36.
I can't guarantee that Tyrod Taylor is going to be completely healthy 9 more games this season. What happens if he's out? What are they going to do? They have nobody to play quarterback after Tyrod Taylor. You should never play EJ Manuel in another game as a Buffalo Bill. I am now thinking about the 2016 quarterback picture for the Bills. Sorry. But it would be, assuming EJ is done, like they part ways with EJ, Kaepernick comes in. He's part of the competition with Taylor. And then the draft pick you're going to spend on a quarterback in the 2016 draft. So I'm thinking more so about the picture for next year. And, having competition. If Tyrod Taylor goes off and performs great, then you probably wouldn't even bring in Kaepernick. You'd still probably draft a quarterback, but you might not look to bring a guy like that in. But I was thinking, bring a guy in like that. You got competition. You got Taylor. You got Kaepernick. And then you draft another guy, and there's your 3 quarterbacks for the 2016 competition.
Maybe they got to see if Josh Johnson can play, like if need be. How do you feel about it?
I think all doors should be open. If there's somebody out there that you can bring in for a workout that you feel could be an upgrade, then you do it. I think the problem would come in where you have playbook issues. How quickly can the person learn on the fly? So Josh Johnson, then you get to, he's been here a couple weeks. I think that's the reason they originally tried to get, Matt Sims back, reportedly, that he knew the playbook. So in case, he had to play. So I think that playbook issues come into play. So maybe Josh Johnson would be your, leading candidate if you wanted to go that way. I would still think that right now EJ would be the favorite to be the guy, but I think that I would not be surprised to hear at all over the next 2 weeks that there were other quarterbacks at One Bills Drive working out, because I just think they have to give themselves other alternatives and other options. And look, nothing has surprised me really with this particular regime, that they are willing to go out and do that and, make moves that make you go, oh, okay, well, I didn't really see something like that coming. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
That's a wrap for WGR 550 for now. I don't know about the rest of you, but I've had it with the exaggeration from the media. They either don't care who they trash, aren't educated enough, or just too lazy to watch the film. In my next montage, I will include Bill's press conferences to remind the public of what was said. I get that some of you fans became attached to these media members, but you deserve better, and there are better options out there. Currently, they're being held back for a number of reasons. If you want change, speak out on social media, boycott and force their hands, and fight for equality.